What if aging didn't have to mean slowing down, giving up your favorite activities, or accepting daily aches and forgetfulness? Imagine reaching your 70s, 80s, or even 90s, and still waking up each morning feeling energized, focused, and fully capable. While most people believe that aging automatically comes with decline, there's a small group of seniors, roughly 5%, who are proving that growing older doesn't have to mean growing weaker. These remarkable individuals defy the typical narrative of old age. They maintain sharp minds, strong bodies, and a zest for life that many half their age would envy. Whether it's hiking, playing chess at a competitive level, dancing with confidence, or simply walking unaided with perfect posture, they continue to do things that many believe are no longer possible after 70. But here's the truth. These seniors aren't simply lucky or genetically gifted. They've developed intentional habits, made mindful lifestyle choices, and refused to surrender to the idea that aging equals decline. They move their bodies every day, challenge their minds constantly, and nurture their well-being from the inside out. And what's most inspiring is that their success isn't out of reach for the rest of us. It's something anyone can work toward, no matter their starting point. In this video, we'll explore 5 powerful habits and abilities that only the top 5% of seniors continue to maintain well into their later years. From full-body mobility without assistance to lightning-fast reflexes and pain-free joints, each of these qualities reveals something deeper. That longevity is not just about living longer, but living better. We'll also look at real-life examples of people who are doing exactly that and uncover what sets them apart from the rest. So, if you're someone who's thinking ahead to your own future, or you're already in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, and want to take back control of your health and independence, this video is for you. You might already have some of these traits, or you might just need a nudge in the right direction to develop them. Either way, stay with us until the end, because the insights here could truly transform how you think about aging and how you live each day going forward. Let's dive in and uncover what makes the top 5% of seniors not just survivors, but thrivers. 1. Maintaining full mobility without assistance. For most people, reaching the age of 70 or beyond often comes with a quiet acceptance of physical limitations, stiff knees, slower movement, difficulty getting out of a chair, or the need for a cane just to feel stable. But there's a remarkable minority of older adults who continue to move with ease, grace, and independence. They can walk briskly, climb stairs without hesitation, bend down to pick something up without wincing, and even engage in light sports or gardening with joy. What sets these individuals apart isn't magic or perfect genes. It's the commitment they've made to movement as a way of life. Mobility is more than just walking. It's the full spectrum of physical freedom, balance, joint flexibility, muscle strength, coordination, and confidence in every step. And while most people begin to lose these abilities due to sedentary lifestyles or fear of injury, those in the top 5% do the opposite. They preserve and even improve them through consistent, intentional effort. The key lies in how these individuals treat their bodies daily. They don't wait for pain or stiffness to become problems. Instead, they build proactive routines that prioritize movement and flexibility. Daily stretching, even just 10 minutes in the morning, can make a huge difference. Gentle yoga, tai chi, or light mobility exercises help keep the joints lubricated, the muscles active, and the nervous system alert. These movements also improve blood flow and balance, 2 essential ingredients for fall prevention. Let's take Helen, for example. At 75, she walks her dog twice a day, practices chair yoga, and still dances once a week at her local community center. She doesn't think of exercise as a chore. It's her way of staying connected to her body. The minute you stop using it, you start losing it, she says. Her routine isn't extreme, but it's consistent, and consistency is what makes the difference. Another critical factor that many people overlook is posture. Years of sitting improperly, hunching over, or shuffling while walking can slowly degrade your body's alignment, leading to back pain, hip tightness, and eventual loss of mobility. The seniors who stay mobile well into their later years are mindful of how they sit, stand, and move. They practice good posture not out of vanity, but because they understand that spinal health is central to overall mobility. Moreover, strength training, especially for the legs, hips, and core, is vital. Many seniors shy away from resistance exercises, thinking it's only for younger people. But research has shown that even light strength training can significantly improve balance, joint health, and walking ability. A few sets of squats using body weight, step-ups on a staircase, or resistance band exercises can maintain the strength needed for everyday tasks like standing from a chair or reaching for something overhead. Hydration and nutrition also play quiet but powerful roles. Cartilage, the soft tissue between joints, needs water to stay supple and shock-absorbent. Dehydration can lead to stiffness and discomfort. Seniors who prioritize drinking enough water and eating anti-inflammatory foods like leafy greens, berries, nuts, and fish often report better mobility and less joint pain. In the end, maintaining full mobility without assistance after 70 isn't about perfection. It's about consistency, awareness, and treating your body like it still matters, because it does. If you move it, you keep it. And the top 5% of seniors have learned that even small daily efforts pay off in the form of independence, freedom, and a body that still says yes to life. 2. Staying mentally sharp and quick-witted. As the years go by, many people accept mental decline as an unavoidable part of aging, forgetting names, losing focus, or struggling to keep up in conversation. But there is a unique group of older adults who continue to think clearly, react quickly, and engage in complex discussions with the same sharpness they had decades ago. These individuals haven't stumbled into good fortune. They've cultivated habits that keep their minds active, challenged, and resilient. The truth is, cognitive decline is not inevitable. Like physical strength, mental agility is something that can be preserved and even enhanced with the right mindset and daily practices. Mental sharpness in older age isn't about doing crossword puzzles once in a while. It's about creating a lifestyle that consistently stimulates the brain in meaningful ways. The top 5% of seniors who retain their mental edge understand this deeply. They seek out learning opportunities, challenge their brains regularly, and avoid falling into the trap of passive routines. They don't just repeat the same habits every day. They seek novelty, complexity, and growth. Take Margaret, for example. At 78, she's learning her third foreign language, volunteers as a mentor for young professionals, and leads a weekly book discussion group. Her memory is strong, her thoughts are organized, and her curiosity is endless. What makes her different? She never stopped learning. She treats her brain like a muscle that needs resistance to stay strong. Whether it's reading challenging books, playing strategy games, or solving logic puzzles, she continuously pushes herself beyond mental autopilot. Social interaction also plays a surprisingly powerful role in preserving cognitive function. Seniors who regularly engage in thoughtful conversation, exchange ideas, and share laughter tend to show significantly slower rates of mental decline. Meaningful relationships and stimulating conversations help the brain stay flexible and responsive. They force the mind to listen, analyze, and respond, skills that atrophy when people become isolated or disengaged. In addition, activities that require concentration, like playing a musical instrument, learning new technology, or even debating a current event, activate parts of the brain that passive activities simply do not. Watching TV or scrolling through social media may fill time, but they do little to maintain or grow mental sharpness. Quality sleep is another cornerstone of cognitive health. It's during deep sleep that the brain processes memories, clears out toxins, and consolidates learning. Seniors who sleep poorly often experience mental fog, slower recall, and emotional instability. That's why the mentally sharp prioritize consistent sleep routines, reduce screen time at night, and make their bedroom a sanctuary for rest. Diet also quietly influences mental clarity. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and vitamins, like leafy greens, berries, fish, and nuts, have been shown to support brain function. On the other hand, excessive sugar and processed foods can contribute to inflammation and mental sluggishness. In essence, the seniors who remain quick-witted into their 70s and beyond don't rely on chance. They remain students of life, engaged, curious, and disciplined. They understand that the brain thrives when it's used deeply, challenged regularly, and cared for with intention. Aging doesn't have to mean fading into forgetfulness. With the right habits, it can be a time of incredible mental clarity and wisdom. 3. maintaining strong, pain-free joints without medication. For many people, growing older seems to go hand in hand with aching knees, stiff hips, and joints that creak with every step. But what if that didn't have to be the case? Among seniors, there is a small but remarkable group who continue to move with ease, bending, walking, and stretching without discomfort or the need for painkillers. These individuals have unlocked a powerful truth. Joint pain is not always an inevitable part of aging. In many cases, it's the result of years of inactivity, poor habits, and ignoring the body's subtle warning signs. The good news is that by making small, consistent changes, it's possible to maintain strong, pain-free joints well into your 70s and beyond. One of the biggest secrets of the pain-free 5% is early and proactive care. They don't wait until their joints hurt to take action. Instead, they adopt preventative habits early in life and stick with them. Movement is one of the most important factors. While it may seem counterintuitive, the more you move, the better your joints feel. Seniors who remain mobile do so with purpose. They prioritize low-impact exercises like walking, swimming, yoga, and Tai Chi. These activities promote circulation, reduce stiffness, and maintain joint lubrication without causing damage or strain. Let's take the story of Linda, a 75-year-old retired librarian who walks her dog twice a day, practices light yoga in the morning, and spends time gardening every weekend. Unlike many of her peers, Linda never complains about joint pain. Why? Because she keeps moving even on days when she doesn't feel like it. Her secret is consistency. Movement has become a natural part of her lifestyle, not something she only does when she has time. Nutrition also plays a vital role in joint health. The top 5% of pain-free seniors pay attention to what they eat. They fill their plates with anti-inflammatory foods, rich in omega-3s, antioxidants, and essential nutrients. Fish, nuts, seeds, leafy greens, and berries help reduce inflammation that can lead to joint stiffness. On the other hand, they avoid or limit processed foods, excess sugar, and refined carbs, which are known to exacerbate swelling and joint degradation. Hydration is another often overlooked element. The cushioning cartilage between your joints is largely composed of water. When the body is dehydrated, this cartilage loses its ability to absorb shock, making joints feel dry and stiff. Seniors who stay pain-free make hydration a priority, drinking water consistently throughout the day to protect their joint health. Posture and alignment are also key. Years of slouching, sitting improperly, or standing with poor alignment can gradually cause joint misalignment, leading to pain and limited mobility. Seniors who maintain strong joints are mindful of how they sit, stand, and move. They stretch regularly, focus on their spinal alignment, and often use supportive furniture or ergonomic tools to stay balanced and properly positioned throughout the day. Lastly, they listen to their bodies. Instead of ignoring tightness or brushing off minor discomfort, they take it seriously. Whether it's doing gentle mobility exercises, using heat or cold packs, or simply resting, they give their joints the care they deserve before the pain turns into a chronic problem. In the end, strong, pain-free joints after 70 don't come from miracle drugs or expensive treatments. They come from daily habits, thoughtful choices, and a long-term commitment to joint health. The top 5% have shown us that aging doesn't have to mean immobility or pain. With consistency, mindfulness, and movement, it's entirely possible to keep your body moving comfortably for years to come. 4. Retaining quick reflexes and sharp coordination. As we age, it's common to assume that slowing down is just part of the deal. Many people begin to move more cautiously, drop things more often, or struggle with balance and coordination. But here's something surprising. A small group of seniors, about 5%, still move with speed, balance, and remarkable control, even into their 70s and 80s. These individuals haven't just gotten lucky. They've stayed sharp and agile because they've kept their nervous systems active and refused to let time dull their reflexes. Reflexes and coordination are not simply lost with age. They fade when they're not used. Think of the nervous system like a muscle. The more you challenge it, the better it performs. The seniors who remain quick and coordinated do small, consistent exercises that keep their minds and bodies connected. They don't just lift weights or walk slowly. They train their balance, reaction time, and hand-eye coordination. Take George, for example. He's 77, and most people who see him in action can't believe his age. He still drives confidently, reacts quickly when something drops, and even plays table tennis with his grandson. His secret? He never stopped training his reflexes. Every morning, George spends 5 minutes tossing and catching a ball, tapping his feet to quick rhythms, and doing simple drills that challenge his coordination. These aren't complicated exercises, but they keep his nervous system sharp. One of George's favorite tricks is eye tracking. He follows a moving object with his eyes, training his visual motor coordination. It may sound basic, but this kind of activity helps improve how the brain processes movement and adjusts the body in real time. In fact, even short exercises like bouncing a tennis ball off the wall or walking heel to toe in a straight line can improve balance and reaction time dramatically over time. Strength and flexibility also play key roles in coordination. The top 5% of seniors include balance drills, agility movements, and core strengthening exercises in their routines. A strong core keeps the body stable, allowing faster, more controlled movement. Seniors who neglect this area are more prone to falls, not because they're weak, but because their bodies can't react quickly enough to catch them when they slip. What we eat also matters more than most realize. George avoids sugary and processed foods that slow down nerve responses. Instead, he focuses on brain-boosting nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids from fish and flax seeds, B vitamins from whole grains and leafy greens, and antioxidants from colorful fruits and vegetables. These nutrients help support the nervous system and keep signals firing efficiently. Hydration is just as important. When the body is dehydrated, nerve signals become sluggish and coordination suffers. That's why staying well hydrated helps keep both the mind and muscles in sync. Finally, sleep plays a quiet but crucial role. Reaction time and coordination are directly affected by the quality of rest we get. Deep, restorative sleep allows the brain to organize motor patterns and strengthen neuromuscular connections. Seniors in the top 5% protect their sleep routines by avoiding screens before bed, keeping a regular schedule, and prioritizing relaxation in the evenings. In short, maintaining quick reflexes and coordination after 70 isn't magic, it's maintenance. With small, consistent habits, anyone can keep their body sharp and responsive. The seniors who continue to move with agility don't wait for their abilities to fade before acting. They take daily steps to stay ahead of time, and in doing so, they remain confident, independent, and full of vitality. 5. Maintaining a strong, pain-free back. Back pain is one of the most common complaints among older adults. For many, it begins as a dull ache and gradually turns into stiffness, discomfort, and even limited mobility. Over time, it becomes something people just accept as a natural part of aging. But here's the truth. It doesn't have to be that way. A small but impressive group of seniors, around 5%, continue to live with strong, pain-free backs well into their 70s, 80s, and beyond. They stand tall, move freely, and don't let their spines control their lives. What sets them apart? It's not luck or perfect genetics. It's the daily habits they commit to, long before the pain ever starts. Let's meet Margaret. At 75, she walks with confidence, sits without discomfort, and rarely complains of back tension. Most of her peers groan when getting out of chairs or avoid bending over altogether, but not Margaret. Her secret is simple. She treats her spine like it's her foundation, not an afterthought. One of Margaret's most important habits is regular stretching. Every morning, she spends 10 to 15 minutes doing gentle movements focused on loosening her hips, hamstrings, and lower back. Why? Because she knows that tight hamstrings can pull on the lower back, and stiff hips can force awkward posture that strains the spine. Her go-to moves include knee-to-chest stretches, cat-cow poses, and gentle twists, all of which keep her spine mobile and her muscles relaxed. But flexibility alone isn't enough. Strength is just as essential. Many seniors develop back pain because their core muscles, the ones that support the spine, become weak. Margaret incorporates strength exercises like bridges, planks, and controlled standing movements into her routine. These don't require fancy equipment, just consistency. A strong core reduces the pressure on the lower back and helps maintain proper posture throughout the day. Another powerful choice Margaret makes? She avoids sitting for long periods. While many seniors spend hours in a chair watching TV or reading, she sets a timer to stand and walk every 30 to 45 minutes. Even a quick stroll around the room keeps the spine from stiffening and promotes healthy circulation. Sitting too long compresses the discs in the back, while gentle movement allows them to stay hydrated and cushioned. Margaret also pays close attention to posture. She sits upright, engages her abdominal muscles slightly, and avoids slouching or hunching. Whether she's cooking, reading, or chatting with friends, she's mindful of her alignment. Poor posture isn't just uncomfortable, it puts stress on the spine, which over time can lead to chronic pain. Her diet supports her spine just as much as her exercises. Margaret eats foods rich in calcium, magnesium, and collagen to strengthen her bones and maintain flexible connective tissues. She drinks plenty of water to keep the spinal discs hydrated and resilient. Dehydration is a hidden cause of back stiffness, one that's easily preventable with proper hydration. Finally, Margaret listens to her body. If she feels tension building, she doesn't ignore it. She responds with stretching, rest, or a warm compress to relieve tight muscles. Unlike others who wait until pain becomes unbearable, she acts early, keeping minor discomforts from becoming major problems. The lesson here is clear: back pain in old age isn't inevitable. The healthiest seniors make conscious choices every day to support their spine through movement, strength, posture, hydration, and nutrition. Their backs remain strong not because they're lucky, but because they're proactive. Like Margaret, anyone can protect their spine and continue moving freely without letting age define how they feel. Number 6. Sustaining a positive, youthful outlook on life. For most seniors, aging brings not only physical limitations but also mental and emotional shifts. Many begin to feel more anxious, irritable, or pessimistic about the future. However, a rare group, those in the top 5%, manage to maintain an optimistic, vibrant mindset that fuels their energy and inspires everyone around them. They laugh easily, approach each day with curiosity, and rarely dwell on limitations. This isn't because their lives are easier. In fact, many have faced their fair share of challenges, losses, and health scares. The difference lies in how they perceive and respond to these obstacles. Maintaining a positive outlook after 70 isn't about blind optimism or ignoring reality. It's about actively choosing to focus on growth, joy, and purpose. Take Eleanor, for example, a 78-year-old who wakes up every day excited about what she'll learn or create. She volunteers at the local animal shelter, paints landscapes in her spare time, and always finds a reason to smile. While some of her friends dwell on their ailments or the past, Eleanor believes that every stage of life brings new possibilities. Her mindset isn't accidental. She practices gratitude journaling every night, reflecting on 3 things that went well during the day. Research shows this simple habit significantly boosts happiness and lowers levels of depression in older adults. Studies also confirm that a positive mental attitude directly affects physical health. Seniors with optimistic outlooks experience lower levels of inflammation, reduced risk of heart disease, and better immune function. That's because positivity lowers stress hormones like cortisol, which are often elevated in chronically worried individuals. These top 5% seniors train their minds just like they train their bodies. They surround themselves with uplifting people, engage in meaningful hobbies, and avoid negative media that drains emotional energy. Another critical piece of the puzzle is self-talk. Many seniors fall into a trap of saying things like, "I'm too old for this," or "It's just part of aging." But the rare few challenge those thoughts. They replace self-limiting beliefs with empowering statements like, "I can learn this," or "I still have time to make an impact." Eleanor, for instance, once thought she was too old to learn digital art, but now she sells her designs online and teaches others her age. Her secret? She refused to be defined by a number. Even humor plays a vital role. Laughing not only boosts mood, but also enhances circulation, reduces stress, and even eases pain. The healthiest seniors find humor in daily life, share stories that make others smile, and never take themselves too seriously. They see aging not as a decline, but as a transformation, a new opportunity to become wiser, kinder, and more authentic. The bottom line? A youthful mindset is a choice, not a coincidence. And those who stay mentally and emotionally vibrant in their 70s and beyond are proof that attitude really is everything. Underscore 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 underscore. Number 7. Embracing technology to stay independent and connected. While many seniors shy away from new technology, a rare and forward-thinking 5% embrace it as a tool for independence, learning, and connection. These individuals don't let their age define their relationship with the digital world. Instead of saying, "I'm not good with computers," they say, "I'm still learning." This simple shift in mindset allows them to stay plugged into modern life, maintain autonomy, and enjoy greater convenience, safety, and even mental stimulation. Meet Martha, a 75-year-old who not only uses her smartphone daily but also manages her finances online, tracks her fitness with a smartwatch, and video calls her grandchildren every weekend. Her digital literacy gives her more control over her life. While some of her friends wait for others to help them pay bills or schedule appointments, Martha handles these tasks with just a few taps on her tablet. She orders groceries online, navigates with GPS when traveling, and even attends virtual book clubs on Zoom. Learning technology in later years isn't always easy. It takes patience, persistence, and a willingness to feel uncomfortable. But seniors like Martha prove that the brain remains capable of adaptation well into old age. Studies show that learning new tech skills enhances cognitive function by engaging memory, attention, and problem-solving areas of the brain. It keeps the mind sharp and flexible, critical traits for aging well. Beyond convenience, technology also combats one of the biggest challenges seniors face: loneliness. Social isolation is linked to a host of health issues, including depression, weakened immunity, and even increased risk of mortality. But tech-savvy seniors remain socially active by using video calls, messaging apps, and online communities. Martha, for instance, plays online word games with friends in different states and attends live-stream fitness classes designed for seniors. She feels more connected and supported than many of her offline peers. Security and health monitoring are also major benefits. Seniors in the top 5% use apps to track medication schedules, monitor heart rate, or even detect falls through wearable devices. These tools offer peace of mind and reduce reliance on others. When Martha's smartwatch detected an abnormal heartbeat last year, she was able to contact her doctor immediately, potentially avoiding a serious complication. Of course, these seniors aren't tech experts, but they're lifelong learners who understand that independence in the modern world depends on keeping up. They take classes at local libraries, watch online tutorials, and ask younger relatives for help without shame. They see technology not as a threat, but as a bridge, a way to stay informed, stay safe, and stay connected. Ultimately, the difference isn't about age, it's about attitude. Seniors who embrace technology maintain a sense of relevance, confidence, and empowerment. And in a world that changes faster every day, those who learn to adapt will always have an edge. Based on 7 rare abilities that only about 5% of people over 70 still maintain, a profound picture of old age emerges clearly. Age does not necessarily mean decline, but can be a period of development, maturity, and spiritual rebirth if we choose to live proactively and meaningfully. The outstanding common points of people in this minority group are positive attitudes, flexibility, and a spirit of continuous learning. They still maintain their physical strength, intelligence, curiosity, compassion, and social connection. They do not let age be a limit but turn it into a motivation to live more deeply. One of the most important lessons is mindset determines the quality of life more than circumstances. Although the body changes over the years, it is the way we think, the way we choose each day that shapes our life. For example, maintaining a youthful mindset and optimistic outlook reduces stress, improves heart health, and increases longevity. Embracing technology, even late in life, can lead to independence and reduce loneliness, something that many older adults struggle with. People who maintain a habit of reading, creating, exercising, and serving their community not only live longer, but also live happier, more meaningful lives. From this, a clear message emerges: old age is not an end, but a new journey, where we can continue to learn, love, contribute, and enjoy life in a deeper and more fulfilling way. By adjusting our thinking, caring for our bodies, expanding our connections, and keeping our minds open, every senior can become the strongest version of themselves, no matter what their age. And so, instead of asking, "What can I do at this age?" we can ask, "How will I live so that every day is worth living?" That is the worthy question for the remaining precious years. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.